Justin Herbert, ladies and gentlemen, your Los Angeles Chargers quarterback, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Justin, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
It's going good now that we got you on this show. I got to tell you, your first year, like you making all this noise in college. I'm a Giants fan. Oh, I hope the Giants, they're going to be terrible. They get Justin Herbert. Then all of a sudden, it's like there were a couple of guys ahead of you, and you go third among quarterbacks in that draft. But I got to tell you, after that rookie season, you've realigned, I think, people's expectations of all the young quarterbacks in the NFL, and most have you on the very top. How do you feel about that?
Well, I appreciate that, and I think it's definitely a tough situation because it wasn't the year that we wanted to have last year. We lost some close games, some games that we felt like we were in and could have won, but that's the NFL, and so many of these teams are so close together in skill that it's really going to come down to 2-minute drills and stuff like that, and we just couldn't do that early on in the year, and I'm thankful for us kind of figuring that out late in the year and putting together a winning streak. So a lot of fun last year, but a lot more room to grow.
I mean, early in the season, though, Justin, talking to Justin Herbert here on the Max Kellerman Show, ESPN Radio, early in the season, you were going toe-to-toe with guys like Patrick Mahomes, and when you just watched the game, no one would guess, if you didn't know anything about any of the players, that you were a rookie quarterback. You were going toe-to-toe with the best guys in the league and were just as good as they were. And yet, 8 of your 9 losses were by 10 points or fewer. What did you learn from that?
The first part that you mentioned, it was just so much fun. Going up against Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, guys like that, you grow up watching them. And to go head-to-head with them and have a chance, an opportunity to learn from them, I don't think it gets much better than that. And then the second part, what you said, is those close games. It's a killer in the NFL, and you have to find a way to win. And we kind of did that late in the year, but if we could put that towards an entire year, I think we could be a pretty special team. Now,
Sam Acho was on First Take with me today, and we were debating whether you could be. I thought I was bold when I saw Madden had you 9th. Yes, whatever. ESPN had you 9th. I said, yeah, I can understand that, but with a bullet. I think Justin Herbert, by the end of this season, is a good chance he's a top 5 quarterback. I thought I was being bold. Sam Acho comes out and says top 3. And I actually had to debate against it. I was like, well, I don't know how the Chargers are going to have to be really good to be top 3. And he brings up Brandon Staley and the fact that he has this defensive background and how much better he believes the team will be. What's the transition been like to your new head coach?
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you guys having my back. That's awesome. But Coach Staley's awesome, and being able to play for him, and he even played quarterback for a little bit too, so he understands the game so well, and his defense is it's already given us fits in practice, and it's a game of cat and mouse, and he's such a smart guy, such a great coach. He builds great relationships with his players, and the guys are excited to play for him, and I know I am too.
I keep making a statement, and then I ask a question, and then you go back to the statement, which tells me I'm an idiot. I should just ask you the question that's in the statement, right? So let me start. So let me go back and ask you, what are your thoughts of hearing not just folks like me, but ex-NFL players talk about this guy's top 5, maybe top 3 by the end of the season? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great opportunity to go out there and prove yourself, and obviously you try to limit the distractions outside of the building, and I try to focus on just what my coaches, what my teammates, and what they're saying. But, it is a lot of noise outside, and you do your best to find out what's important and what's not. But it is a great opportunity that we have to go play football. I think we've got an incredible offensive line, some receivers that can make some incredible catches, run some great routes, and I think a defense that's going to play really well this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun to play for this team.
Justin Herbert, by the way, Raj, do you hear Justin Herbert here on the Max Kellerman Show, ESPN Radio? Raj is the producer, Justin, and do you hear these answers? They're perfect. They're perfect media answers. They're just long enough to give the information clipped. He doesn't go on. This is a pro's pro. Justin, what did you think when Madden came out and gave you a 93? What was it? An arm strength? I'm thinking like, dude, he's drawing comparisons to Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino. What's with the 93? What were your thoughts?
Well, you can look at it multiple ways, but I'm just thankful to be in the game. I grew up playing Madden, and just to be a part of the game and see myself, I think that's the coolest part. And, I know my parents and my brothers are probably playing with me in Madden, so it's just a cool opportunity to be in the game and be able to be a part of it.
Oh, I'm sure that's true, but is that motivation? Listen, anyone who gets to the heights that you get to, I don't care how great your arm is. You have to have next level competitiveness, drive, work ethic, the whole thing, or you don't get to this level. when you see something like that, especially you're a fan of Madden, everyone is, you grew up playing it, or is it like put a chip on your shoulders, like bulletin board material for you?
No, it really isn't, actually, and that's kind of one of those things about the noise, the distractions outside of football. And you can look at it multiple ways, and I choose to look at it as the way that, I'm really grateful to be a part of the game, and not too many people are in the game like that, and that's something that I've worked for my entire life, just to be here and, to keep working hard and keep having an opportunity to play football. So you could look at it that way, but I try to choose not to.
Talking to Justin Herbert, the Chargers, of course, quarterback, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, a guy who a lot of ESPN guys are talking about comparing to Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino in terms of his talent. You're in a very tough AFC West, Justin. What do the Chargers need to do to challenge the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes?
We got to execute. We have to put together a full year of Charger football, and it's unfortunate last year the way some of the games went and losing some close games. But you have to go through that. You have to experience that to understand how to win and how to go through that. And, I think all of that adversity last year is going to help us out. And like you mentioned, the AFC West is pretty tough, and you've got some really good teams in that division. And it comes down to who's staying healthy, who's executing, and who's not giving away football games. And so that's definitely something that we've been working on.
Justin, by the way, when you say Chargers football, that's been the problem with the Chargers. For lifelong Chargers watchers, it's like, no, that's the problem is Chargers football is great until sometimes the very end. In the playoffs, deep in games, there are these mistakes. What was the culture you noticed when you got there?
The culture that I noticed is that no one gave up. And when times were tough last year and adversity was striking, no one quit on us. And even when we were at our lowest of lows, guys showed up to work the next day and they gave their best effort. They showed up in the weight room. And I think that's the best part about our team is no one quit on each other. And I know when adversity comes this year, if it does, and whatever happens, I know that we're going to march out there with that team and they're going to do everything we can to win. And I'm grateful to be a part of this team.
Okay, I want you to get your reaction to something because we debated whether I should ask you this or phrase it this way, okay? When people talk about the value of players, fans know so much now about what players make, what rookie deals mean, etc. The way I phrased it on First Take today, and Raj's like, no, don't say that because it sounds like you want to trade him. I don't think that the Chargers should trade him. I want to be very clear about this. But the way I phrased it is given the fact you already have a year of experience, that if Trevor Lawrence pans out with all the hype, he'll have the season you just had. He hasn't done it yet. Joe Burrow got hurt. Patrick Mahomes makes all this money. You're just 1 year into your rookie deal. The way I phrased it is I think Justin Herbert has the greatest trade value in the NFL. Now, first of all, is that a legitimate thing to say? Do you take offense to that? And what do you think of it?
I have no idea. My whole thing is just to play football. I don't know contract negotiations or anything like that. I just get paid to play football. So I'm going to show up. I'm going to be the best quarterback that I can be. And whatever happens outside of that happens. And I don't really have much control over that, if that makes sense.
Of course it does. Really what I'm getting at is you're not offended or insulted by that, are you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Of course. See, Raj, I just want to call Raj stupid with Justin Herbert on the line. That's the main thing. Justin Herbert, you are a pleasure to watch. Good luck this upcoming season. Any closing thoughts about what Chargers fans should expect this year?
Just a passionate football team. A group of guys that enjoy what they do. They're going to give their best effort. And the defense, they've got some studs on that side of the ball. And I'm really looking forward to going up against them in camp and watching what they can do this season.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.